Is It's a Wonderful Life the best Christmas movie ever? It could very well be a special Christmas edition of Here's the Point. Merry Christmas, everyone. If you're like me and my family, Christmas is that time of year to watch your favorite classics. It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart is something we watch every year, and the older I get, the more value it brings to my life. It's timeless, and there's a reason for that. First, it taps into the story of a young man, George Bailey, played by Jimmy Stewart, who has ambitions to see and travel the world and never imagined himself being a hero. He loves his father, his family, and his town, and he'd love nothing more than to leave it all behind and see the great wonders of the world. Except his love for Bedford Falls and the people there will not allow him to go. He has a feeling of duty and responsibility to the people he loves. You know that age-old thing, the value set missing in today's narcissistic paradigm? George Bailey is burdened by the same sense of duty his father had for the community. It's both his greatest strength and his greatest weakness. Second, and this is for all the ladies, it has the best classic boy meets girl romance stories in movie history because George ends up marrying the girl he grew up with, who he never paid much attention to until it mattered. That's Mary, played by Donna Reed. Mary is all in from the beginning. She loves Bedford Falls. She sees the old house for what it can be when she throws a rock through the window, singing Buffalo Gals with George while he's just fooling around.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
But Mary not only sees that house, she sees George as a man for all that he could be. In that sense, Mary is the most supportive wife. And she is all in on the dream, the vision, and she's willing to sacrifice to make it happen. She forfeits a honeymoon and $5,000 in cash just to keep the town afloat during the Great Depression. Third, this movie has one of the best villains and foil characters, Potter, who has plans for Bedford Falls. He despises most people and wants a monopoly on business, forcing people like cattle into tenant housing as renters.
People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle.
The concept of the forgotten man and the lower and middle class, that was certainly the theme of this time. George Bailey, like his father, made sacrifices to ensure that people could have and afford their own homes, build up their families, and could retire with dignity. George Bailey is a man with convictions, with principle, and he's a populist. He loves the people of Bedford Falls. Potter is a man who believes in avarice, greed, power. He, like many corporatists and globalists today, sees people like cattle and population centers to fuel his empire of greed. There's a good deal of politics in that. At the time the film was made, it was the New Deal Democrats. Today, it would translate entirely to MAGA Republicans. Bailey is definitely MAGA. Potter is Wall Street, Davos, and all the elite. Fourth, redemption is a strong theme in the film. We see George Bailey fall on desperate times and wishes to end his life. An angel rescues him and, in a very Charles Dickens sense, grants George the ability to see what Bedford Falls would be like if he were never born. This is the dystopian world where Potter owns everything. There are gambling halls and bars on every street corner. Crime is rampant and police are everywhere. Even his kid brother Harry, a war hero, is dead because he was never alive to rescue him. But George Bailey is rescued. He is rescued from his nightmare. He is rescued from despair and suicide, and he is also rescued from his predicament of going bankrupt and being sent to jail. The entire community that he had spent his entire life saving came and saved him one night. And in the classic line from Tom Sawyer, the angel Clarence wrote, "Remember, no man is a failure who has friends." That's when Zuzu delivers her famous line, "Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings."
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
If you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, then you know. If you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing out. Go watch the movie. It's one of the best movies for a reason. Until next time, Merry Christmas and God bless us, everyone. Different book, but you get the point.